Welcome back to the channel. Octagon Jordan, back in your life. For this video, I wanted to talk about a subject that has been widely talked about across the MMA community. You got the Lucas Tracy's of the world talking about it, the MMA gurus, pretty much fucking everybody. And that's UFC 300, specifically the main event. Now I'm tired of hearing the slander. Oh, this card is going to be so shitty. UFC set the standards so high. Oh, they're going to fumble the card. Shut the fuck up. Look at this card. Think in your mind right now, in your brain, you, the viewer at home. Who's your top three most exciting fighters in the UFC? Well, the three that come to my mind are Justin Gaethje, Charles Oliveira, and Yuri Prochazka. Guess which three fighters are on this card? Justin Gaethje, Charles Oliveira, Yuri Prochazka. Now, you throw in a Max Holloway. You throw in a Weili Zhang, one of the best women's fighters in the fucking world. Had one of the best fights I've ever seen against Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Throw her on the card. You know, why don't we throw up one of the bantamweight goats, Aljamain Sterling, on the card, up a weight class? Let's do it. Why don't we throw in one of our hottest blue chip prospect, Bo Nickel? Let's throw him on the fucking card. Who else? Who else is on the card? I can't even think of it right now. But it's epic, okay? I don't want to hear it. Guys, you got to have some faith in the UFC. I know they dropped the ball on some of these pay-per-views. UFC 297 was absolute cheeks. Sorry, Canada. The maple syrup didn't come through. You know what I'm saying? Didn't come through. It's too sticky. Didn't come out of the fucking tree. They stuck the straw in the maple tree. Syrup started dripping. But it went right back in the fucking straw because that pay-per-view sucked. But for these big pay-per-views, the Madison Square Garden cards, the Abu Dhabi cards, the International Fight Week cards, UFC always delivers unless it comes down to an injury, somebody pulling out, COVID, any of this bullshit. So I always knew UFC 300 was going to be awesome. The card as it stands right now is one of the best cards I've ever seen in my life. I think it stands up to UFC 299 even without a main event. I think if you put the cards next to each other, even without 300's main event being announced, I think they're both neck and neck as far as which one I'm more excited for. Probably, a little bit toward UFC 300. But the point of this video I wanted to make is UFC 300's main event. Now, in my last prediction video for UFC 297, I predicted Dricus du Plessis to beat Sean Strickland. That's exactly what happened. And after that fight, I predicted UFC to book Dricus versus Izzy Adesanya for the middleweight strap, UFC 300, complete the feud. Who's the African in the UFC? Who's the African champion? Who runs Africa? Who's the fucking guy? You know what I'm saying? And I still think that fight is going to main event UFC 300, like I said. But what I really want to talk about is Tom Aspinall and Stipe Miocic. Stipe fucking Miocic. What is this guy still doing in the UFC? I know a lot of YouTubers have already touched on this, but the last time we've seen Stipe Miocic was against Francis Ngannou when he got folded in half. Fell on his own leg, got knocked out cold. His stupid hair looks like he just got out of bed, fucking flopping around like an idiot. I mean, get yourself together, Stipe. What have you been doing? Are you retired or are you not? You just want to fight John Jones? I don't understand this. Even before John Jones came back, Stipe was still out for 2 years. And John Jones is hurt. Stipe's 42, coming up on 43. I don't get it. He doesn't want the interim strap. He doesn't want money. He doesn't want pay-per-view points. He doesn't want to unify belts with John Jones. Think about a pay-per-view where Stipe brings in the interim strap. He's not coming off a loss. He's coming off a win against Tom Aspinall, a young up-and-comer who just knocked the shit out of Sergey Pavlovich. Think about Stipe coming off a win over Tom Aspinall with the interim strap against John Jones with the undisputed strap. Unification bout. Stipe coming off a huge win. The hype's still there. Stipe still got it. He's active. He's 42, but he's going to whip out his Glover Teixeira cock, and he's going to show everybody that, no, I still got it. I just got to win over the consensus best pound-for-pound heavyweight that's in MMA, because Ngannou is officially part of boxing right now with his Joshua fight coming up. Think about it. Think about how much more excitement the fans would have for Stipe coming off a win over Aspinall versus John Jones coming off the injury, coming off the fight over Cyril Gane. What is Stipe doing, and what is the UFC doing? Do they just want to keep Aspinall on the shelf? I don't understand it. Aspinall could be their next big star. He's got the look. He's got the accent. He's got the witty lines at the press conference. Oh, me and Sergey are going to measure each other's cock. We're going to have a cock size contest. Who's got the bigger dick? And I'll definitely lose that one. Ha ha ha. Next day, I'm going to knock the fuck out of this guy, which he did. Aspinall, Tommy Aspinall, Aspinall, Tommy Aspinall. Yeah, called that one. But anyway, let's go over some of these tweets that Aspinall has recently put out and see what we think about them. All right, here we go. So we all know that Aspinall had that back and forth with John Jones a week ago where, clearly this guy's getting frustrated. How is this guy not UFC's top priority right now? UFC loves heavyweights. Casuals love heavyweights. This guy's young. This guy's English, has the English accent. Have you guys ever seen Planet Earth or Predators or Our Life, all those life specials on Netflix? The narrator is always English, always has an English accent. Why is that? Because people fucking like it. The casuals get turned on by it. They hear it. Oh, mate. Hey, mate. Fair play. Fair play. Come on, mate. Just a little bit of banter. A little bit of banter. You want some fish and chips? Let's do that, mate. Now, I know that was a little bit Australian, but people like the English accent. This guy's got a good look. I'm not going to say he has good tattoos because his tattoos fucking blow. I didn't even know what the fuck they were until Luke Thomas pointed out that he has some cover-ups and some different styles, which I'm not even a tattoo guy, but he definitely has some different styles. Not sure I fuck with that, but that's his only downfall at the moment. This guy should be UFC's top priority. They already lost Francis Ngannou. The heavyweight division is ass. Cyril Gane's not the guy. John Jones is going to retire soon. Stipe's 42. This guy should be their priority. They're already low on stars. I was just texting my brother about this today. He was asking who was going to be the main event for UFC 300, in my opinion. I said it's going to be Dricus versus Israel Adesanya. He said, all right, that's a cool fight, but that'd be a little bit of a letdown. I said, okay, but who's the UFC's biggest star outside of McGregor, outside of John Jones? It's Izzy. It's Izzy. And I'm an Izzy fan. I love Izzy. I'm excited about the Dricus Izzy fight. But at the end of the day, Izzy has had some stinker fights. He lost his last fight. He hasn't fought in 6-7 months. The casuals, I'm not sure if they're going to come flocking for Izzy. And my brother's not a casual. He's not a hardcore fan. He's not a casual. He's kind of right in the middle. He watches all the pay-per-views, doesn't really watch too many fight nights unless he's bored. So I think it's a great fight, but UFC really needs to start building new stars. And I'm not talking, Sean O'Malley's. I'm not talking Henry Cejudo's. I'm talking stars, mainstream stars that I could talk to my mom about at dinner, that I could talk to my dad about at dinner. And they'll be like, oh yeah, I've heard of him. Oh, when's he fighting? Oh yeah, I'll watch with you. That's what they need. And Tom Aspinall can be that guy. They really got to start prioritizing this guy. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. So Aspinall had the back and forth with John Jones. He's clearly getting frustrated. He didn't really think it through when he got the interim strap title fight at Madison Square Garden. He kind of just had his blockers on. He had tunnel vision. He wanted to win that title. Now it's been a few months. He's like, all right, what's my next fucking move here? And he's not really that young. I think he's 30. He might even be older than that or younger, 29, but he's not that young. I know heavyweights can last till 40 and all that bullshit, but let's get this guy a fight, Dana. What are we doing? Stipe's been sitting around for 3 years, Dana. And the last time he fought, he got absolutely KO'd into oblivion. I mean, what are we doing here? So anyway, he had that back and forth with John Jones. That is what it is. We don't need to rehash that. I know a lot of YouTubers already went over that, but just today he had a couple tweets about Stipe. So let's look. Let's see what we got. So yeah, a couple quotes came out, some new quotes, quote unquote new quotes that Aspinall has said about John Jones. Right here, he clarifies that the new quotes that came out are weeks old. Since me and John have had our little Twitter beef, I see John's point of view. I believe that. I know Michael Bisping said on the Believe You Me podcast that he's also changed his point of view. Tom Aspinall's young. Tom Aspinall can build his name if he defends the interim title a couple times. That'll only make his name have more value. That'll only make John Jones feel more pressure to fight him, which I do agree with. At first, I was in the same boat. I said, nope, title unification, 100%. We need it. We need title unification. I don't give a shit. After thinking about it a little bit more, a couple unification title defenses would increase Tom Aspinall's name value. it would make him more appealing to John Jones. John Jones is a legend, so he doesn't have to fight him. It's not like John Jones is just some random undisputed champion like Yuri Prochazka was with the light heavyweight strap. John Jones is a GOAT in the sport. He's a legend. So he plays by some different rules. So if you want to fight John Jones at this point, you do kind of build your name up a little bit more than Aspinall has. So I do agree that he should defend the interim strap in the meantime, and I think he should defend it against none other than Stipe Miocic. Stipe beats him. He's got the hottest name to fight John Jones. Unification bout. Stipe coming off a big win. John Jones coming back. Epic fight. Aspinall beats Stipe. Just knocked the fuck out of the heavyweight GOAT. Aspinall adds another GOAT name to his resume. He's as hot as he's ever been. We get rid of old body Stipe, Grandpa Stipe, back to the firehouse. Do your fucking thing. I think it's a win-win. Clearly Aspinall, clearly the UFC think the same way. We got a couple more tweets here. Believe it or not, I respect John Jones and everything he has done. So impressive. I wish him all the best in his recovery and return. All right, kind of sucking up to Johnny Bones there, which you need to do. If you don't do that, he's just going to retire. I like it. Give him his respect. Make him, kind of feel like, all right, well, fuck you, Johnny Bones. I don't need you anyway. I'll defend my strap. Fuck you. Wish you all the best in your recovery. I'm done chasing you. I'll go beat Cyril Gane. I'll go beat old man Stipe. I like it. Good attitude. Next tweet. While we were talking about Stipe Miocic, my manager was contacted by the UFC asking if I'd like to fight him on April 13th. I, of course, accepted. Weird. What event is on April 13th? What event's on April 13th? Oh, yeah. Fucking A. It's UFC 300. Stipe. 42-year-old fucking Stipe. Hasn't fought since 2021 when he got KO'd. For you to get a main event spot against one of the biggest prospects in MMA right now for a title, regardless if it's interim, it's the current title that's active right now at UFC 300, main event spot, UFC 300, title fight, one of the hottest up-and-comers in heavyweight MMA. And Stipe says no. He says no. I just want to fight Johnny Bones. Look at the next tweet. A little later, we were told that Stipe doesn't want to fight me, only interested in fighting Johnny Bones. Why doesn't the UFC tell Stipe, hey, buddy, you're fucked. You're not fighting John Jones. You're not fighting him. If you don't fight Tom Aspinall at UFC 300, then you're retired. Or you can fight Cyril Gane. Or we'll offer you Sergey Spivak. We'll offer you the winner of Tuivasa and Tybura. UFC holds the cards. They can tell Stipe, hey, fuck you, buddy. You either fight Aspinall or you're fighting nobody, or we'll offer you Tybura or Tuivasa. Why don't they press him a little bit on this? I don't understand. I don't get it. They don't want to lose out on the Bones Stipe fight? Think about it. If Stipe fights Tom Aspinall and Aspinall beats him, Aspinall's name's going to be hotter than ever. Aspinall vs. Jones is going to be massive, bigger than Stipe Jones. And if Stipe beats Aspinall, then he gets a little respect back on his name. People are saying, oh, okay, he's 42, but he's still got it. He just beat one of the best prospects we got. He has the interim strap. He's actually active. He's coming off a win. It's a win-win. Why does the UFC press Stipe a little bit here? I don't fucking get it. It's not like Stipe's a star. It's not like he's Sean O'Malley. I get if this was Sean O'Malley on the come up before Sean O'Malley had the title. Oh, Sean, we don't want you to fight Merab. Let's just, wait it out, fight the winner of Cejudo and Sterling. I get that. He's young. They're gonna build him up into a star. Stipe's fucking 43. 43. On that note, I will stop crying, accept it, ain't gonna happen, enjoy the fight that me and all the other fans want to see. Legend versus legend for the heavyweight title. Maximum respect, guys. Yay! A little facetious. I like Aspinall. I get his sense of humor. I get his sarcasm. A lot of people don't. I get it. Accept it and enjoy the fight that me and all the fans want to see. Facetious. All the fans want to see. The narrative for the last 5 months is that nobody wants to see this fight. So I like that subtle jab. Legend versus legend for the heavyweight title. Maximum respect, guys. Yay. Now the yay really gets me. Yay. Yay. I mean, Aspinall's doing everything right. He's doing what he can. He's trying to get his name out there. He's trying to make call-outs. I really think this is on the UFC right now just to put a little pressure on Stipe. I mean, tell Stipe that they're not going to offer him the John Jones fight. He has to fight this fight. Stipe, think about what we're offering you. UFC 300, the biggest card in history, the interim heavyweight title. Right now, the biggest title since the Undisputed's out of rotation at the moment. Tom Aspinall, the biggest name in heavyweight MMA outside of Jones and Ngannou. Ngannou's not fighting MMA right now. Jones is hurt. The biggest fight you can get. You're old as shit. You haven't done anything. You haven't fought in 3 years. Take it or leave it. Or go fight Spivak. And then after that, you can fight Tuivasa. It just grinds my fucking gears. Anyway, I think that'd be a great main event for UFC 300. I think that would get the hardcore fans amped up. I think that would get the casuals amped up. Izzy versus Dricus, I love it. I think it's going to be a great fight. It's got the build up behind it. Who's the real African champion? But, a lot of people are a little sour on Izzy. He lost his last fight. He's had some stinkers. Dricus, Duplessis, he's not a well-known name right now. Even the mainstream media that was talking about him with the whole Sean Strickland controversy, they would say, oh, Sean Strickland versus Dricus Duplessis. They don't know this fucking guy. Nobody knows him. It's a shame. I love Dricus, but nobody knows him. So, I don't know. UFC got to get this shit together. I love the card. I think it's a great card. I think you could throw Izzy versus Dricus on there, and it's still easily the best card UFC's ever put together. But I don't know what they're doing with Stipe, man. I really don't. I mean, force his hand. Force his fucking hand.